Welcome to another edition of Cleaning Business TV. I'm David Luke, Vice President of Two Maids and a Mop, and with me as always is
Ron Holt, CEO and founder of this beautiful and great company, Two Maids and a Mop. Thanks for coming back and spending a little bit of time with us today. Today we've got something really exciting and something I think a lot of people out there are going to want to hear. David, you want to talk a little bit about today's theme?
Yeah, today we're going to be talking about being a purple cow. This is not original to us. It's actually a concept from Seth Godin, a famed business writer. But it's a very simple concept, being a purple cow in your industry. The concept is simple, right? Have you ever driven by a field, never seen a purple cow?
Mm-mm. And I'm from South Georgia, and I've never seen that before.
Right, I've driven by a ton of cow pastures and never seen a purple cow. But Seth Godin basically puts out this concept. In order to stand out in your business, you need to differentiate yourself, or be a purple cow and stand out amongst the others, the white and the black and the spotted cows even. But be a purple cow and differentiate yourself. It's easy for me to say.
Very easy for David to say.
Right.
So David, I'm glad we're talking about this today because this is a subject that's near and dear to my heart because it really underlies a basic concept of our success and our side of our business. Without a purple cow, honestly, our business would be like any other cleaning company in America. Fortunately, a very long time ago, actually more than 10 years ago now, we actually created our own purple cow, and David and I will talk about that as we talk about the subject today. So let's kind of step back to whenever our original purple cow was formed, again, more than 10 years ago. So I'm a pretty big business nerd. So more than a decade ago, I was in Pensacola, Florida, inside their airport, getting ready to fly out to Omaha, Nebraska to watch the Berkshire Hathaway shareholder meeting. Any idea what Berkshire Hathaway is?
Yes, I know.
So for those of you less business nerdy folks out there, Berkshire Hathaway is owned, or at least the president of Berkshire Hathaway is Warren Buffett, who right now at least is the second most wealthy man in the world. So
63 billion, 68?
Quite a bit, just a few billion more than you and I.
Right, just a little bit.
So I'm sitting in this airport, and like most airports, waiting on the plane because it was late. And I said to myself, what can I do for the next couple of hours? And if you're like a business nerd like myself, what do? You go straight to the Hudson News, the bookstore there. So I'm just kind of wasting time and really didn't expect to purchase anything and never expected to purchase something that would change my life and my business. But I did. I stumbled onto this purple colored book called The Purple Cow. And like David said, it's written by Seth Godin, who's a famed business author today. At the time, nobody knew who Seth Godin was or what a purple cow was, for that matter. So I picked it up, and again, didn't expect a lot, but it looked kind of short, and I figured I could pull this off.
Right.
And by the time I landed in Omaha, Nebraska, I had all of a sudden made Warren Buffett my second business hero. Seth Godin had risen to the top because it just made complete sense. Now, this is, like David said, not a very unique concept. It's funny that we're talking about how to make your business unique and different, but the idea of a purple cow is not that unique. Everyone's known this for a very long time, but very few people actually put it into place. So the book really taught me that your business, in order for it to be successful, in order for it to thrive and grow at the level we're growing now, it has to do more than just say what everybody else in your industry is saying. And again, that sounds so simple and straightforward, but it was life-changing for me at the moment. So all I wanted to do, I spent all this money and all this time to get to see Warren Buffett, and I was glad to be there. But the entire time I'm listening to Warren Buffett talk about business, the whole time I'm thinking about how can I make Two Maids and a Mop a purple cow. So when I got back to Omaha, or from Omaha to Pensacola, I dedicated several weeks to just trying to figure out what our purple cow could be. Because at the time, as much as I was excited about the idea of being a purple cow, I still didn't exactly know what the purple cow was going to be. So thankfully, it sort of a eureka moment.
Again, easy for you to say.
Popped into my head, and I said, hey, I've got a great idea. There's a way that not only can we create a purple cow, we actually will be able to accomplish two goals here. We'll be unique, and we'll also motivate our employee base. Mm-hmm. So we created at the time what's still called today the Two Maids and a Mop Pay for Performance Plan.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, and if you've ever heard of our company, and a lot of people in the cleaning industry have heard of our company now, A lot of folks in the franchising industry are just getting to know us as well. But the one thing that usually pops into people's head when they hear the name Two Maids and a Mop is that famous pay for performance plan. It's become worldwide. I mean, we've had people from in Europe even contact us to want to know more details about it. In fact, this past weekend, I was traveling and speaking at a conference of nothing but cleaning business owners from all over the country, and all they wanted to do was talk to me about the pay for performance plan. A lot of people said, "Hey, tell me more about it. How can we do it ourselves?" And I said, "That's pretty simple. How can you do it?"
Buy a franchise.
That's right. Two Maids and a Mop franchising gives you all the information you ever wanted to know about our great pay for performance plan. So, David, without giving away and spilling the beans, talk a little bit about our pay for performance plan and how it's our own purple cow.
Simply put, everyone within the company is actually paid based on their performance. It's an internal motivational tool that we use that basically strives us to excellence. It strives every person from each and every professional house cleaner within our company, as well as the managers within our company, to strive for excellence in everything they do. Now, simply put, it basically uses the customer's feedback. It uses the feedback from the customer that they give us to determine the employees, the managers, everyone's pay scale within the company. So our company is set up that way, and internally it's become a great motivational tool, but also externally to our customers. They love to know that we're a paid for performance company because they know that every single person within our company is fully invested in their complete satisfaction, and that's our goal. And for us, that really separated us. We don't just say it. We don't just say, we guarantee 100% satisfaction all the time. We're the gold standard of cleaning, or whatever these phrases that people use. This is within our DNA. Pay performance is within our DNA. It's everything we are. It's our internal motivational tool. It's also our external selling tool that lets people know that we care deeply about their satisfaction and about what and how they rate us. So for us, that has separated us in a field crowded. Of course, the cleaning industry is a very crowded field, but it's set us over and above everybody else to let our customers, to let our clients know that we are committed to their satisfaction, basically.
Right, and there's good and bad news during this talk we're giving you here, and I'll start with the bad news first. The bad news is, unfortunately for you, Two Maids and a Mop completely owns everything from the words pay for performance plan to the actual ingredients of our great pay for performance plan. It's both copyrighted and trademarked. So the good news is you can create your own purple cow. No one talked to me other than Seth Godin indirectly. No one talked to me about how to create a purple cow. It takes a lot of brainstorming. It takes a lot of research inside your business, inside your industry. If there's a void out there that's not being filled, all you got to do is find that void and figure out a way to tackle it, and then brand that difference maker for your business. In fact, what I think would be really cool right now, David, we've talked a lot about Two Maids and a Mop and the pay for performance plan and how it's our own purple cow, but maybe really something cool to make it even more of a home run for you is to think about some more popular brands that are what we call purple cows today. So for me, the one that really pops out is the Toyota Prius. Again, we're stumbling today, but the Prius is certainly a purple cow. Now, there's over the years been plenty of copycats. But when it was first introduced to the market, which I guess was 7-8 years ago, maybe. It was a standalone, and it's continued to serve as a dominant player, and it's still a purple cow. And there's certain. This past weekend at this conference, I talked about the Prius, and I said, how many of you in this audience actually own a Prius? And this one lady stood up and said, I own a Prius, and I was all fired up. I said, okay, have you ever owned an SUV? And she said, yeah, I also own an SUV. So that completely dismantled my argument. But the truth normally is if you own a Prius, you have a certain lifestyle, a certain personality, and you're gonna be attracted to that Prius because it matches your lifestyle. So only certain people, for the most part, purchase a Prius, and by itself, it's become a purple cow because it's a car like every other car, but it's a different type of car, and it's unique in the automobile industry. Any other ideas of purple cows?
The Disney cruise is another example of a purple cow, right? There's a lot of cruise lines from Royal Caribbean to Carnival to Princess to whatever. But the Disney cruise has basically separated itself within the cruise industry. And this is not an advertisement for Disney cruise, but any family.
Unless you send us some gift cards, because we both have children that
That's
probably
right.
love to
You're
go.
more than welcome to do that. Disney is more than welcome to do that. But Disney Cruise has separated themselves in the cruise industry to be a cruise line that is dedicated to serve families. And so their purple cow, they've got it. They've got Mickey, they've got Goofy, they've got all the characters on the boat, and every child in America is going to know about that and want that. So that separates itself again in a very crowded industry, and they are doing, I mean, if you ever look at the prices, you can see their price versus other cruise line prices and see that they not only understand that they're a purple cow, but they're also charging for it as well.
And if you don't have kids, you're probably thinking, there is no way I'm getting on that cruise line.
That's right.
And guess what? They know that. They're not trying to get you on
That's
their
right.
cruise line. But if you have a kid or a group or a family of kids, they know at some point your kids are going to say, Mom, Dad, can we please go on the Disney cruise line? And you're
Right.
going to say, oh gosh.
Right.
But you're going to do it.
Right.
So anyway, I got another great one. This one's really funny since we're both dudes. But there's a girl, actually a fairly young girl named Sarah Blakely, and that may or may not ring. If you want to quickly Google that, you'll know the end of the
Should we
story.
give them a second? Hold on.
Go.
Sarah Blakely.
1,
Go
2,
ahead.
3.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that fast, the internet. But so Sarah Blakely is actually one of the more wealthy people in America, and she is the wealthiest person in this country under the age of 40. She's a billionaire in her own right. 10 plus years ago, she worked for an undergarment company and was a salesperson within the company and was doing well within the company, but felt like they could actually sell more than just this standard undergarment. So she said, you know what, I got an idea. I think I can pull this off. So she created what's now called
Dun, 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 dun.
Spanx, which today is not only a brand and a name of a company, but it's actually a word. It's in the dictionary. And, females especially love this product, and it's a purple cow. And if you can ever get a purple cow to become an actual word in the dictionary,
You've done something.
You've done something. Pay for performance was already in the dictionary, unfortunately. But, Spanx is certainly a purple cow, and the minute I say the word, you instantly understand how it's different than the normal undergarment, female undergarment. So hopefully those 3 examples, there's a lot more we could go on. They will teach you everything you need to. And if you just look in your own neighborhood, more than likely there's a business that you're already using or a customer of that has its own purple cow. So how do you create a purple cow for your business? Well, first thing you can do is just read the book. You can sit here and talk to us or listen to us talk at least for another 5-10 minutes, but a very direct way is just to read the book. That's what I did. So the purple cow is going to teach you all sorts of things that we just talked about, but the other thing it's going to actually talk to you about is how to brainstorm to actually figure out what your purple cow needs to be. Because like David said, if you're just going to be another licensed, bonded, and insured cleaning company, you're just going to be another licensed,
bonded, and insured cleaning company.
Right. So you've got to have more to say than that. You've got to offer more than that. And the last thing you want to do is compete on pricing. And if you're saying the same thing as every other cleaning company, that's what you're going to compete on is pricing. So create your purple cow. Don't create a purple cow that says pay for performance, but create your purple cow so that your business will separate itself from the rest of our industry. And of course, if you don't really want to brainstorm and you don't want to have to go through the trials and tribulations of creating your own purple cow, there is a more direct way of having a purple cow within your own local market, and that is by franchising with Two Maids and a Mop. So if you're open to that, feel free to give us a call or shoot us an email.
Thanks again for joining us on this episode of Cleaning Business TV, and we hope to see you next week.
See you later.